What up, my freaks? RuinusInsight here with part 4 of my Total War Warhammer 3 Elspeth von Draken Immortal Empires campaign. So as we saw last time, our mostly gunnery army continued to succeed their way through Sylvania, knocking out the last bastions of Vlad and leaving only Waldenhof, which can hardly be called a bastion, to remain. Castle Drakenhof will be instrumental in the rise of Wissenland, as of course it is a big cash cow province, which we're hoping to make tons of money of and thereby feed the foundries of Nuln to crank out all those beautiful guns and cannon. In addition to that, we completed the Gotrek and Felix quest, moving them onto the field, which will probably put into a different army than Elspeth. Elspeth will have Bruckner and has no need for Gotrek and Felix, who can sort of act as a linchpin for another army. For example, Ulbrich hopped Anderson, though I'm not a big fan of his weapon master trait and would prefer a different one. And we could get another engineer up and running as well, but one that we actually use to fight, potentially. Just gotta keep an eye out on good traits for them as well. Though I have said before, I do like the cunning trait on Gregor Solander here, and the poison attacks. Yeah, alright. In terms of what we gotta do this time around, other than knocking out Waldenhof, we might head into the mountains, might attack Draca, might attack the Disciples of the Morr, but I'm not 100% sure as yet. I do believe also the DLC is actually fully out now, so for those of you playing, let me know how your... Oh, well, I guess I was about to say, let me know how your replay stability is, but most people don't really use the feature, so I guess it probably won't matter to anybody who's actually playing the game, not watching. If you haven't purchased the DLC yet, though, and are intending to do so, I do have a referral link down in the description of the video below. I mean, it's always been down there, but I'm just really bad at actually advertising it, because it's kind of annoying. But anyway, not annoying for me, I mean annoying to bother people about it. But anyway, let's get started here, shall we? Let's see what we've got. Stirland and Wissenland, you could both use upgrades, and ooh, last time I did want to check Flensburg. Since we have most of Stirland, how much is it worth to you guys? I wish I hadn't done the non-aggression pact and stuff with them, because it would otherwise be easy to... Oh, it's actually not worth that much. 2.8. Wait, what if we just declare war on Scabii? This basically gives them Flensburg. I don't know where Scabii are, though. I guess that's the problem. Where are they? They're down here. They probably have an army of sorts around. You know what? I think I like this idea. Let's talk to Averland. We will join your war against Scabii. Fact is, Scabii will most likely ask us for peace eventually. So we'll trade Flensburg after that, and we'll just peace out with them at some point. We're not going to do the defensive alliance, because I'd rather keep this little faction weak so that we can inevitably confederate them. And there we go. This gives us the full province of Stirland, which I originally wasn't intending on getting until we fully confederated. But I'm certainly happy with that. Alright, and you know what? Now that we have the full thing, we can upgrade the farm to grow it a little bit better, but do so next turn once we have the Council of Burgomeisters up and running. I think this decreased the Confederation chance. I didn't actually check what the chance was, but certainly something to pay attention to. Do we need more control here? I mean, we're at plus 10, which ain't too bad. I think we'll hold off on upgrading the tavern just because of it. And I guess there is no more upgrades to do, though we will need to fix our public order. We do have Imperial University up and running next turn, so plus 2 control everywhere. And Drakenhof, a couple turns, will need to reduce that corruption, but we'll soon be able to use you as a moneymaker. And I believe we're good. So let's skip the rest of this, unassign skill points, etc., etc. Let's pop Gotrek and Felix for now into Alberich's army.
You have my cooperation.
I mean, does Gotrek need to be first? I don't know. Does it really matter? Also, probably not, but let's just put him in there first. It feels more appropriate that way. And, I wonder if you guys could take Waldenhof without Elspeth's interference. Once again, I would like Elspeth to conquer this territory, but on the other hand, I really also would like to conquer Ackendorf down here, but I guess we'll see. Now we can end the turn. And heal up after that battle for the, well, for Gotrek and Felix, I guess. Oh, alright. There were also a couple of comments that I would like to address. First of all, you guys have been reminding me very much about the ancillaries, namely the students and stuff, so we've definitely got to try to deal with that. Oh, another cult was in Flensburg all along. Alright, let's burn that down. The student ancillaries. Oh, this thing keeps costing us money. Damn the deceivers. Intermilitary alliance, yeah, sure. Oh, that destroyed. Oh, fantastic. Well, I guess we won't have to deal with them again. And that amused me greatly. Vladi is back, but yeah, you're not going to be able to take him out with Vlad there. I guess we'll just auto-resolve him to death. Especially before Berendon Stoneheart gets there. Now, Karakadrin has, well, Karakadrin. Before we auto-resolve you, let us do two things. You're going to go here. And Alberic, you are going to leech XP. Once again, I'm not entirely sure that you'll be the lord for us, but you can certainly leech. Like so, and like so, auto-resolve, no one should die. And, I guess it would be useful to sack, but at the same time, you can occupy. Nice. Sylvania destroyed, Zealot, Tollkeeper, and Barded Warhorse. You head into Eschen for now. Like so, I would like to see... Hey, hello, what do we have here? Protection of the Empire. At the start of your turn, have at least 80 Imperial Authority. Alright, well, the game certainly liked that. It's probably going to get us closer to 100 if we take out the Wood Elf-held territories. Really disinclined to attack Draika, but I don't see how we have a choice anymore. Anyway, this will give us money and the diplomatic relations with the Empire, which might mean more confederations. Yeah, so we will not be picking technologies... Well, actually, I guess now we can, since we won't be fighting in any battles. On this turn, let's get the... Ooh, I am tempted by the Clergy of Sigmar, but no, I guess we got to complete the Advisor to Nuln, and just to get that schematic bonus. We don't really need it as yet, but, well, we will eventually. There's also all this stuff that we gotta save up for to unlock state troops and to get the diplomatic relations with various factions. Ambassador to the Karazankor and Ambassador to the Phoenix King, both very useful as they would allow us to trade with a lot of factions as well. And it's certainly something we'll want to look into. And now, Constructor Zintler. Well, you're going to keep constructing, and the import... Ooh, we can get these things up and running, eh? It's tempting, and sorely tempting, but let's see. The non-cannon foundry... here's the problem. I think we have to prioritize the livery because we need to get Bruckner up and running, but what we can do is potentially delete it after. I think we'll start with the livery, and obviously we need the foundry as well. Just gotta double check. You... That's a local... Yeah, it's a local province, not local... Wait. I was wondering if this reduction was for the local territory. Construction cost -15 for military support buildings. This is a military support building, is it not? Yes. Wait. Okay. Wait. Just briefly move into Nuln. I'm curious as to whether this changes anything. 1625. No, it's still 1625. Good. Okay. Yep. Vanilla had a tendency to make things, you know, local rather than province-wide, which was always kind of dumb. But anyway, clothier for you and Nuln. Or Wurtbad, rather, and farm, yeah, for you, go for it. We do have the money, and we are making money, so we need to make more money. And that's the way that goes. Let's get you fields. We gotta upgrade all of these as fast as we can, and then get the Council of Burgomeisters for additional growth. Castle Drakenhof will upgrade you immediately as well, and what I wanted to see was whether you could get a nice, not Tollkeeper. Oh, we should actually put the Tollkeeper on our inventor, though. Whether you could get the Zealot for additional corruption reduction. Yes. Alright, good. Next up, Foundry ends in 2 turns, Bruckner is in 3 turns, that's all good. You should have the Tollkeeper. You're going to stay here for now in Nuln, but eventually we'll probably move you to Drakenhof or whatever, just to, well... At the same time, for now, Master Builders for military support specifically. And so funnily enough, we might not need you here, per se. Keep it on you for now, we can always swap it around. The rest of this is good, we should probably upgrade Fort Saul to the next level, just gotta be careful of our cash flow being disrupted too much. Let's also double check diplomacy. Confederation, 9.4 on Talabekland still, but considering that they've lost Talabaim, that's not surprising. Non-aggression pact with Draca is available, well now I'm gonna feel even worse when we attack her. Carrick Hearn still wants to trade, and Middenland will want to trade shortly. Well, I don't see any reason not to trade with Middenland. I still do kind of see something of a reason to not trade with Carrick Hearn, because they and Durthu don't like each other.
Let's hear what you have to say.
It's only 72. Is it worth our time? Is the question. The thing I'm worried about is not even if Durthu gets angry about it anymore, because Durthu really likes us. I'm a little bit more worried about the fact that the other elves, the other Wood Elves that we're not currently allied with, don't like that. And you know what, I think we'll wait until we have friendly relations with all the Wood Elf territories to do that, and then we'll do. Alright, next up. Let's give us again. Corruption adjacent provinces and corruption -1 on all provinces. That ain't bad. I do have to wonder whether we might be able to turn Draca into a military ally. This would allow us to head south into Akendorth rather than what we're currently doing. Though Azag is still here, is he not? Let me just see here. Yeah, Carrick Raziak is owned by Azag right now, so we should probably travel to his territory and burn him out so that he's not a threat to Karak Kadrin, which could be very good allies in the future, blocking the Northern World's Edge Mountains, as they do. But for now, I think we're okay. Let's double check the Imperial Gunnery School. We need... No, still just the foundry. Alright, so that's 2 turns. We're fine. We're getting there, folks. We're getting there. The rest of that looks good, so let's end the turn. And just keep our economy up and running. Let's see if Drake is willing to give us military access so that we can go up to the Bone Rattlers. And yeah, I guess we could travel through Dwarven territories. Though I haven't checked whether Karak likes us or not.
Future, present, past. Shaiish sees only end.
Non-aggression pact. Not now. I want to double check whether Imperial authority would apply to us if we have military allies holding their territory. And I'm not sure that it does. It does say in Imperial hands, which is the unfortunate aspect of that. Are you at war with Draca, I wonder?
Honor to your ancestors.
Probably not. I mean, realistically, we probably should attack Draca. Unfortunate though it may be, it just seems like it would be of benefit to us to do so, mostly because all the factions that are going to be our allies are kind of dislike Draca, so yeah, that's alright. You... Is it worth upgrading you right now? Wait. We need to prioritize the livery because Bruckner in 2 turns. Yeah, fine, let's upgrade you. I mean, our money is not too bad right now, and every single upgrade will get us an additional clothier, will get us additional stuff. Also, I should probably move this gunnery school to Wissenberg so that we can build a, clothier here in Donnernbach instead. Oh, I guess it doesn't really matter. We can just build the barracks in Wissenberg. 1, 2, only these 2 things need to be built there, and we still have room for 1 clothier each. Yeah, that works out. None will have all the military buildings after all. Alright, it's a new turn, a new day. Let's double check diplomacy again. Middenland really wants to trade now, and I guess we're gonna. And Talabekland. Let's just confederate them, screw it. This is going to hurt our public order quite a bit, but, I mean, it's free territory, and what it also is free vision of territory.
What?
And what will also... Oh, this will enable us to see the Ice Court. The Center Lords of Jinshan don't actually help us, but the other Cathain factions certainly do. Oh, wow, that opened up a lot of potential trade. Yeah, well, we should definitely ally with the Ice Court. No reason not to, though Draca won't like it. Let's do that, so let's get immediate military access, and I'd like defensive pacts, but we'll get to those later. Good? I mean, we are playing the Empire after all, so we... Ooh, Kastalton's basically dead. We are playing the Empire after all, so we should absolutely be pretty diplomatic about the way that we play. It only makes sense. Especially as we have other things to worry about. Trade agreement with Nordland. They don't like our confederation with Wissenland. Yeah, well, that's their problem. And frankly, more likely than not, we'll eventually be confederating them. Ostland, I'm going to try to hold off. There is I mean, not a big likelihood, but there is potential to eventually try to get Talabayam out of them. Right now, it's worth 67, though, which is unlikely. It's likelihood they lose it. The problem is that now the Fecondites are sort of trapped by other Imperial territories, so I'd say it's unlikely, but anyway. Firearms Academy not needed at Krugenheim, and this place is at -6, but that's not so bad. I think we can lose a little bit of public order. We should also... wait. Assuming that we're fighting this turn, and we probably will be. I guess we're heading to Ashen then. Yeah, alright. If we leave this territory, wait. Just out of curiosity, -11. Yeah, that vampiric corruption is still going to be very much a problem. And, oh, that's -11 here in Castle Tempelhof because of the additional corruption. Drakenhof might be okay. It also very much might not. I guess we could leave Alberic here to sort of, well, gun some enemies down. We'd need to build him some infantry, though, in his army. Wait, Elspeth, can you get any new troops? We can get these guys, or at least some of them in his army. Alright, here's what we'll do. Advisor to Nuln off. Draika, I'm sorry, but you're gonna have to die. Elspeth, go to Essen. And, oh, also, and there was another comment, somebody pointed out that the Pale Scythe didn't automatically go into our army, which I'm gonna pop into Elspeth's equipment now. Let's also double check whether we've gotten an item that we can use. No. I was really hoping for an enchanted item, but all good. All good, and we'll save some items for Bruckner. I guess you will strike at Essen, as it's kind of necessary. And I'm just gonna hope the Burundan... oh, there's a army right there. I'm just gonna hope the Burundan doesn't steal anything. We'll auto-resolve this with minimal damage, and occupy the place. Alright, Camp Follower and Armor of Fortune. What armor are you using again? Oh, you're using the Armor of Meteoric Iron, which is better as it's more ward save. Vagabond, Pit Fighter, that's all fine. What points can we assign to you? I guess we'll want to head into Arcane Conduit. Interesting that it's not Greater Arcane Conduit for additional spell mastery. Or is that an SFO thing? Is Greater Arcane Conduit an SFO thing? I don't remember. Let's get to you. Are you full in magic? No, and in fact you need to channel, damn. For now, since we can't make use of it, let's get Earthing into regular Arcane Conduit, and I'd like another point in Spirit Leech because we constantly spam it. Engineer, you're still trying to head towards extra powder, and I think fairly effectively, as... let's get you... I don't know if he's ever run out of ammunition. Let's get your Bandolier just in case, but extra powder now. And we will still want another NG. That said, NG can be built here. Hello. Hawkland Scopes gives us range plus 15 for Gunnery Infantry and Gunnery Cavalry. Mechanist gives us upkeep reduction for Empire Artillery and War Machines. Well, damn. Engineers. Yeah, good. Yeah, real good. But obviously we're gonna go for Hawkland Scopes. In fact, we should probably get 2 with this. In fact, what do you have? You just have strong, which is fine, but it's so vastly inferior compared to what this guy has that we really gotta look into it. Anyway, let's keep going. We can now re-up Advisor to Nuln. Draika has a full stack, and I imagine she's going to attack Elspeth, huh? I'm just wondering whether we should move Gotrek and Felix outside. The problem with that is, of course, the enemy will try to rush at Gotrek and Felix's army. But I will. You guys are going to go right here outside of Essen. Then we are going to... let's pop the Deathjacks and the White Wolves in this army. They're relatively cheap, and I guess the Tattersouls as well. We may hold off on... oh wow, the Tattersouls are actually more expensive than I thought. And frankly, so are the White Wolves. But honestly, this army is just going to be a bunch of random nonsense. Don't bother with the Tattersouls, I think, just the range units. Or on the other hand, wait. We have very few melee units in this army, so we could probably use more melee, funnily enough. But the Zinthor's Reichsguard is a very, very expensive unit. And these guys might be better off if we summon them where walls are. It's not like this guy's going to lead a bunch of huntsmen. Ah, screw, just get the Tattersouls. Like so, we're negative this now, and combat focus gives us buffs for recruitment should we need to do so. Now, buildings, and then onward and upward and whatnot. Essen, I guess we can immediately build the grazing pastures here, but don't collect the income. Castle Tempelhof will most likely rebel shortly, and Drakenhof will do so as well, but we can start it on the journey to giving us public order relatively soon. The rest of this, I think, is looking okay. Just wondering whether we can start collecting income anywhere, but I don't think we can. At least nowhere here, which means ending the turn and getting attacked by Draca, yes? And the Center Lords, Karakern, Arguelon. Oh, they are willing to do... Ooh. Defensive Alliance. The only thing I'm wary about with that is them getting attacked by the... dwarfs. The thing is... On the other hand, it's relatively unlikely that Durthu breaks a defensive alliance. Most likely he'll break a military, or he won't break a military alliance. He'll most likely attack one of our allies, but with the defensive alliance, we don't have to join him. I guess it's just him. You know, that's fine. So the defensive alliance. I also like the vision that he offers here. He'll give us a vision of the entirety of Athaloran, or most of it, as well as what's going on over on this side, which is pretty important. And yeah, see, this gives us the ability to see Carcassonne and Torgavon. Gotta get all those relationships up and running. So Torgavon, yes. Oh, the dwarfs are not gonna like this. Carcassonne also, yes, no trade agreement as yet, but we'll work on it. We should probably try to join Worgen's clan Scryer and try to get some favor out of it with one of the factions, depending.
All right.
But we'll have to see. And no other confederations are available, which means I believe we're ready to end the turn and fight Draca. Alright. I mean, she only has the one army, so it shouldn't be any kind of issue. Let's level you up just in case, though. It might be a tough fight. I mean, well, probably not might. Let's get you hold the line. It is Draca after all. And we want to give these guys a few items. I mean, there's not much. I guess we could give Gotrek the armor of silvered steel. Let's give him armor of fortune. He's always going to be right in the middle of the of a blob of enemies, right? No doubt about it. I believe Felix actually does have decent armor, so unlike Gotrek, there isn't... he's got 70 armor, which ain't too bad. He has Karagul, so the Fencer's Blades ain't gonna go on him. I guess let's get you armor of silvered steel. And Gotrek, you know what? You can have the Talisman of Endurance. At least until we transfer it to Bruckner. The rest of this, I believe, isn't super useful. What item are you using? Oh, you're using the Experimental Explosive. I was thinking of giving him the Warrior Bane, but that's also not going to be useful either. Replenish troops, please, and then into Blade Master. Let's end the turn. And ignoring the outpost thing, let's send the turn and fight. And Bruckner up next turn. Draca, you're gonna attack. You and your other little army are going to attack Alberic, and thus Elspeth will have to move in as a reinforcement. How'd that happen? She has Lightning Strike? No, campaign skills one, huh. Well, that's interesting. That's not great. Retreat. Well, she won't be able to chase him down. No, that was concerning. Did I just put you not close enough? I was about to say, well, Gotrek and Felix, time to fight for the death. You found your doom, and quick enough. You, sir. Should we just... No, not yet. Still not yet. Not until we ally with Kingsglade. But I do think this will be a nice fight. Imperial Gunnery School Tier 2 Assembly. Access to easily forged components of any size, shape, or density enables the school to construct weapon prototypes far ahead of their time. More than a workshop, upgrade the Imperial Gunnery School to Tier 2. Mission successful, schematics, and money, both of which we needed. The engineers spend their days engrossed in their schematics, devising ways to improve the apparatus, while Imperial troops train and test them on the firing ranges. Alright, and there was a new quest that I missed. Enhanced scope. In battles, enemy units and forests are revealed regardless of distance. That's interesting. And reload time reduction. Is this part of the stuff that, this is part of? Yeah, we'll find out in a sec. Armed with the Amethyst Wind, recruit one new unit of the following types: Amethyst Ironsides, Amethyst Outriders, Amethyst Land Ship, and Amethyst Hailstorms. Beautiful. And we'll give this a read as well. The magic of the Amethyst Order is an art spurned by some, seen to blur the fragile line between life and death. Yet the dark power wielded by its practitioners is nothing to be scoffed at. Perhaps your fellow spiriters would serve you well? Complete the Imperial Gunnery School's Tier 2. Okay, yeah. Let's take a quick look at this. Amethyst Armory, there we go. And it's 1,000 schematics per a unit by the looks of it. Ooh, the Amethyst Ironsides. Exciting times, though. A restock. Oh, restock the ability. Biuna Bombard. How do you get this Biuna Bombard? Amethyst Artillery. Exposed to Elspeth's deathly touch, magical munitions can be launched across the battlefield to horrifying effect. That sounds fun. These are all very expensive, though. And, oh, these are the Outriders with grenades, aren't they? At least by the looks of them. That should be nice as well. Ooh, I'm really into these exploding bullets as well for basically all the handguns and stuff. Maintain a total of 3 of the following type: Amethyst Ironsides. Okay, the game's really pushing those Amethyst Ironsides, isn't it? Are we able to build any right now? No. Okay, wait, let's see if we can do this. You're not gonna be able to move much, but I would like to steal some units from Elspeth, and I guess it's time to start replacing Free Company Militia with Amethyst Ironsides, isn't it? And, oh. Are you a warrior priest? Now you're an archflector with Imperius. I honestly forgot about these extra units once we confederated. That's a lot of handgunners. You know what? This is useful. This is actually useful. Go here. We need to do this without losing this army. But yeah, this is going to be useful. I completely forgot that these guys had an army. I honestly didn't think that they would, considering that, well, that confederation. Let's turn off this in order to hopefully get a student. Then we will... I want at least one Amethyst Ironside for this battle. Let's pop you into this army. Or near it. Then we will take one of the Free Company. Like so. Then, just to double check, yeah, we'll get one Amethyst Ironside. So Imperial Gunnery School, Amethyst, +1. There go all of our schematics, but whatever. And then you're in the army. Hey, and that gives us a lot of schematics and treasury back. Well, isn't that lovely? Isn't that lovely indeed? Now we will attack Draca. You will reinforce, I take it. Draca will run.
Amethyst Mage.
Don't cross the river? Okay, who? It would have been unfortunate. We don't really need the help of this army, to be perfectly honest, but it's fine. Let's do that. And we can fight. Let's hope that we don't have a desync this time around. Should be a fun time. Probably not so much for Draca, but what can you do? Let's fight this, and then as soon as we end the turn, we will have access to our, to Bruckner, or at least the next portion of his quest, I'm not sure. Go. Alright, well folks, sad though it may be, it looks like we've got a desync in this particular battle as well. I was really banking on no desyncs with the actual release of the DLC, but oh well. What can you do? What can you do? We'll have to play this one manually as well. Let's set up to do so, and while we do, I do believe we have once again reached the engagement threshold, so on the bright side, we'll be doing doing the hour-long episode here. And of course, as the... maybe move you guys here, though you are liable to get hit by bats. Of course, the offer stands with 400 likes and 60 comments, and the next episode will be an hour long as well. Trying to concentrate on both setting up and yammering away as I do. Alright, you guys go here, please. Let's put the engineer to buff all the artillery up here. Well, these guys are covered by some bit of a tree line, which ain't too bad. This is also the first time that we'll be seeing the Nuln Ironsides Amethyst variant, and by the looks of it, these guys are pretty darn cool looking. They've got full plate rather than the single breastplate, and I believe no other armor on the regular Ironsides. Well, they've got some bracers, but otherwise. Yeah, helmets, breastplate, bracers, and that's it. And yeah, pretty big difference with full plate on these. And they've got their amethyst bullets, which are pretty darn good because they have magical damage and thus will be very helpful against enemy demons and such. Or physically resistant units in general. Anyway, let's set everybody up so that we can get this battle started. We also have reinforcements coming in, though I'm not entirely sure that we'll actually need them. We have a pretty good position after all. Anyway, let's move... Turn off your skirmish mode, I think. I think the Amethyst Ironsides don't actually have skirmish mode as a base. And, oh, you should be grouped too. And do we need to control anybody specifically in this particular battle? I'm gonna say no, or at the very least I'm too lazy to start, so let's do it. Cannon, fire away at bats. You know what, let's start on the bats, and here comes an arrow of Ruinous right into our units of Knights of the Black Rose, knocking out 10 of them immediately. And I don't know what hit the Free Company militia. Was it another arrow of Ruinous, perhaps? But, well, I wanted to get a shot of that. It has gotten itself a very nice upgrade. And is this a much more powerful spell than it used to be? Alright, and Amethyst Ironsides, let's move you here. I think we can move all the others a little bit closer. Alright, the enemy bats are having a tough day, as they do, but we do still want to bring them down. There is a Waste Stalker here and a Glade Captain there. Would like to knock both of them out if possible. You can knock out those bats and you can help out as well. Alright, we'll move towards Draika shortly. And we'll probably want to, I was about to say save the breath, but you know what? As soon as these bats are out, Elspeth, stop chasing it. Come on, there we go. And get that dragon breath / laser out. And, oh. The cannon was moving. Well, that's a shame. Alright, go right there, and right there. You guys all gun down these Glade Captains and stuff. We'll deal with Draika after. In fact, with our range units here, they should be able to fight. We can just move in our knights to reinforce as needed. In the meantime, other artillery pieces, other than the cannon, you can all start firing over here. Alright, engineer's still in good position, minus you guys. You can move down here. There we go, and ow. With Elspeth not there, you can't actually see the enemy. Well, that's a problem. Now that is a problem indeed. Cannon, however, can start firing on that Malevolent Tree Man, and I guess we can get another few spells cast. There we go. You fire on that, you fire on that. You guys loop around, no, go loop around this way, and go hit the enemy. Draika is still on the way, but I guess we'll reform our battle lines like this to deal with her, and we can send you guys to deal with the Malevolent Tree Man. Malevolent Dryads can be ignored, and I guess we'll move the Free Company back. Oh, lovely. Knights still looping around and charge that, and we got reinforcements on the way as well. Nice. Alright, I'll try to get some shots of the Amethyst Ironsides actually firing here, if possible. You guys probably shouldn't actually be in the woods, but that's fine. Go here, fire on this, and cannon. Fire on Draika now. I don't think the Malevolent Tree Man is just going to be particularly threatening, let's face it. Alright, the rest of you keep doing your work. And frankly, our long rifles should be able to bring the Tree Man down without too much trouble, which is nice. You guys might need to be moved into melee as well, together with you. And we got 15 seconds until another Dragon Breath. Alright, now, are you guys going to be able to fire? Shortly. I like your first volley. Let's slow it down for it. There we go. Very, very nice. Those magical amethyst bullets. Hopefully, hopefully we'll get our replays fixed eventually, someday, some way, etc. Let's move a burning head. Actually, no. You know what? Save that. Pop a. Okay, you guys moving in, and okay, where's that dragon breath? Oh, all right. Draca causes us to have the inability. You guys still chasing them? Come on now. Draca causes us to have the inability to cast. But not to worry. I just want to get the... Well, you go down and distract her. Alright, rest of that looks good. Nuln Ironsides stay in melee. We got the Sigmar's Sons. We got the other units here. Alright, we get some doggos charging, but that's just fine. Ooh, we can tell our artillery to probably stop firing. In fact, fire on the units that are running away. Alright, you fire on that Waystalker, and you guys go after... go after the Waystalker as well. Like so, and the rest of this can by and large be ignored. Artillery! Where are you moving? I told you to fire at this. Oh, did I accidentally tell them to move rather than fire? I guess ultimately it doesn't matter all that much. Alright, where's Droika in the middle of all this? Let's try to get a few shots of the dragon fight. I'm gonna have to relearn how to do a sort of pseudo-cinematics on the field and trying to get shots of our units fighting. Of course, this will mean we'll probably take a lot more damage doing it this way, but, well, what can you do about that? Anyway, with that, the enemy army is defeated. Not too much damage, and the damage that we did take will, by and large, be healed, I imagine. Not too bad. Alright, admittedly not too much in the way of work for Gotrek and Felix and Alberic's reinforcement army, but we didn't need it, so no big deal. We did get a Book of Assure for our efforts, which we can use to bump up the amount of mana available to our army. We're going to heal up so that we can also auto-resolve the little remnant army that they've got here, assuming, of course, that we can actually reach them, which if we can't is going to be an issue because I've already moved these guys forward. But what can you do? Anyway, immune to Ethalore and attrition. The defeat rate is frankly awful, and I wish you could choose not to use it essentially, but alas. We cannot. Hammer of the Witches are available to us, and the Temple Half Illuminarch, which is an interesting proposition due to the aura of protection that it offers. Be a bit of a light and dark thing, but it is another range unit, though it isn't a I assume that it doesn't count as a gunnery unit. Because it's a magical, no, I don't see Illuminarchs here. Just had to double check. Just because something is range don't mean that it's a that it's gunnery. Anyway, Alberic, you will try to. Well, you're not gonna catch up. Just go. All right, you're gonna run, but how far? If you run close to the settlement and stop. Okay, good. And what do we have in the settlement, incidentally? Oh, they actually have some units. This might actually be worth fighting again. There's lots of treekin, which are something of an issue for us, and an ancient tree man here, plus more treekin and treemen there. Yeah. This might actually be a nice one. Nice fight, I mean. You probably will not need magical reserves as yet, and I think it's time to start moving into our main army buffs, which means Pistol Core is the thing to start off with, as the game really wants us to get all those Amethyst Ironsides, or generally speaking, Amethyst units. I would also like to, you can move forward, I'd like to double check on the next engineer that we got. Another inventor, but that's not worth it on an engineer. I'm really tempted by the Mechanist, although upkeep reduction isn't actually a buff for those types of units, unlike the pretty massive buff offered by Hawkland's Scopes. 15% range for all gunnery infantry is quite good. And that includes the Amethyst Outriders as well, which I would love to put in this army, and we probably will very shortly. I guess the question will be whether we want to replace the regular Outriders with Amethyst Outriders, and I'm inclined to say that yes, we are likely to do so. Constructor Zintler. I guess what we could do is combine what you have in your army, such as it is, with what we have in our other army, and basically get a full stack out of all this, between Helmut's army and... what do you have? Imperious. It's not that useful. I'd probably delete you. Well, you know what? Let's delete him after in case we need him, but we can replace him with a better witch hunter if we should decide to make use of a witch hunter. Yeah, later on we might actually start milling through some of the engineers, because with that Hawkland scopes available, it's just too good of a prospect to pass up. Anyway, you are going to rebel, which means we're actually going to probably have to send Ubrick back this way to deal with the rebellion. And I guess the same may go for you. Your corruption reduction needs work, so I think we're also going to pop you into Sigmarite Dogma. And let's double check what other buildings we may need to do. Alright, Wordbad, let's upgrade you. Flensburg will be next on the upgrade block. We can do the Weaving House first, because it'll be quick to upgrade you, rather than the growth, and our growth ain't too bad there anyway. You can collect the income for at least a little while longer, but build the fields for now. Double check Diplo as well. Carrickhearn, Averland, defensive, and Draca wants peace. I don't believe we'd be able to vassalize her, but she'll probably always hate us, which means we should probably just destroy Griffin Wood. And, oh, you're heading to... Oh, perfect, perfect. If these guys can work together to take out the orcs in the mountains, we won't have to go there ourselves. We can set up a Garden of the Black Rose, or a... Garden of the Black Rose. Garden of Morr here somewhere, which will allow us to travel down to Ackendorf. Is the Nuln one maybe a little too close to Fort Saul? I do want more of those gardens, though they are expensive. But anyway, I think that's it for what we have to do this turn, which means we level up and we fight. Once more, you. Gun sight gives you range, and pretty much always gotta go with range. Oh, and only the first level gives you the big amount of range. We'll do that. And then you can... Do we attack this army first or the settlement army first? Settlement armies attack... We might want to destroy Akka before the settlement units move in, though I guess the question will be, will we be able to actually reach the settlement after this? I think the problem with attacking a settlement, a Wood Elf settlement, directly is that you're guaranteed a big old wood map,
Von Draken.
which is an issue. Also, just to double check. Yeah, one turn. One turn.
Lady of
Alright, let's attack
Shade.
Akka, and if we have to, we can use helmets to attack this while we move elsewhere. We will fight this because it's just a huge pile of treemen and treekin, which is going to be a lot more difficult for our guns to, well, gun down than a regular dryads. Go. Well, I keep trying the replays and hoping against hope that they will actually work, but alas, this one, similar to the other one, did not. Oh well, what can you do? Just fight it the old-fashioned way, I suppose so. And that's what we'll do. Get everybody moving where they need to be and start on the setup here. We do have enemies coming in from this side, so we will need to be careful, and unlike last battle, we don't have emergency reinforcements of our own, so can't be relying on them. You guys set yourselves up here. We can maybe send you guys for it to knock out... I'm gonna say the bears, probably more important that the bears are destroyed than the doggos, which are very, very fragile, although the bears are bigger targets. Hard to say. Anyway, you guys can go here, we can pop in... Grundle's defenders stay near the artillery, because that's what you're for, sort of. And everybody else I think is okay. Ironsides forward. You guys can maybe move a little bit more forward. And I think the rest of that is nice. Alright, Elspeth, you can be group 1 and move forward, and I guess we can group everybody else as needed. Go. Alright, you guys target the bears. Ooh, move forward, move forward. I don't know what's dropping upon you, but let's not get hit by it. Nice volley, and oh, skirmish mode, skirmish mode. Oh, skirmish mode. Damn you. Anyway, cannon, go after that malevolent tree man, perhaps, and what the heck hit you? Oh, was it an arrow of Kurnus? Do they have somebody who can launch arrows of Kurnus? Yeah, there's a Glade Captain there. Alright, fair enough. Looks like we're going to be distracted here. Let's actually have the cannon fire on the Malevolent Treekin. Looks like the bears, at least, are pretty much out there. Malevolent Dryads, you'll be our target. Let's fire the Hellstorm at the enemy Cave Bats. Now let's move you guys a teensy bit forward, just so that you're not in the way of each other. I suppose the arrows of Ruinous not hitting our, well, I don't mind the units that they hit, let's say. Alright, the bats are out. The artillery, these artillery can now focus on you. And you can get that Carmine Dragon Breath out. And also probably pop a Purple Sun, but it's not going to hit too many units. Not entirely sure that there's too much purpose to it. How are you guys doing? You're here and you're chasing the enemy? Yeah, that's fine. Alright, the rest of that looks okay, and you get... Huh, did she miss the breath? Because it's on cooldown, but I don't know what happened there. Let's start killing off that Glade Captain. I don't want any more of those arrows of Ruinous. In fact, we'll target the cannon at you. Rest of this looks fine. The enemy's probably playing it in such a way that the reinforcements move on in. Which does make sense, as this little army doesn't have much chance, and the enemy reinforcements do. Another arrow of Ruinous coming down, though fortunately it didn't work out so well for the enemy this time around. And we still need to kill off that Waystalker and Glade Captain. You switch targets to Malevolent Treecan. Treecan? It's Treecan, not Treecan. It's just like Tamarkan. Alright, let's get a Spirit Leech coming down. And looks like the Treecan are out, though we are rapidly running out of ammunition on our Outriders. That's fine, though, because we can recover. Cannon. Switch target to the Waystalker. Oh, there's a Waystalker as well. Hopefully that Glade Captain doesn't come back, but what can you do? What the heck, guys? Get away from the Malevolent Tree Man. Artillery. You will all target this, but don't need to as yet. And mortars, in fact, will move here, and you will definitely need to target the big blobs of enemies. You can move here for a restock of ammunition supply. You can make sure that that Glade Captain dies, while everybody else keeps firing. Alright, this all looks reasonably good to me. Other than you needing to target the Malevolent Dryads there. Oh, I guess if we don't stay near the Waystalker, it'll disappear, won't it? Yep, there it goes. Just as I said it. Not the Malevolent Branch Wraith, rather, but the Waystalker. Please, the rest of the battle is looking okay. You guys move towards the Engineer. And mortars, I would like you to start targeting the Malevolent Dryads. Ooh, is that a unit of Wildwood Rangers? Indeed it is. Somebody to target Fate of Biuna at, though I think we'll prioritize a Purple Sun in the sort of way of the enemy army, as it'll just sort of distract them. And pop a Fate of Biuna on the Wildwood Rangers. Alright, everybody else is looking okay. You guys are going to go chase down that Glade Captain, and I would like you to continue to do so. Have the cannon hit you, and let's get that second Carmine Dragon Breath on the Malevolent Treecan there. Let's hope that this one does the damage. There we go, and that will bring the Treecan down. Very nice. Alright, hey, you're getting hit by range units now. Back away, back away. Back away in the direction that I tell you to back away to. Oh, skirmish mode. You're such a hassle. Let's restock you. Oh, damn, I restocked artillery instead, my bad. Not that we need it, mind you, but, you know. Where's that Glade Captain? Huh, still can't see him. Alright, well, just move around and hit the enemy range units. The Wildwood Rangers have taken plenty of damage. Drop down on those Deepwood Scouts, would you? Alright, rest of this looks relatively okay. Artillery, let's all have you fire at the other unit of Deepwood Scouts, and then while the enemy's distracted like this, we'll pop a burning head. You cannon fire on that. I don't think Elspeth is particularly threatened by anything there. Sigmar's sons, get out of the way. Let's fire on those Wildwood Rangers. While you guys can now feel free to reposition yourselves, since those Treecan aren't moving this way. Alright, all of you reposition. And let's give a charge into those Wildwood Rangers. And just so that they are out. Alright, Elspeth, you are now damaged, so you can back off. Pop another Spirit Leech on that Malevolent Tree Man while we switch all of our artillery fire to the other unit of Deepwood Scouts. You chase down the other unit of Deepwood Scouts. You know what? Don't bother fighting these guys in melee. We can have Elspeth do it for us. Alright, the rest of that looks okay. You go after that Branch Wraith. Everybody else is looking okay. Alright, and then back away the... Oh, you guys are still out of ammunition. Do we have another restock available? Indeed we do. A restock, please. Yeah, I wish I hadn't screwed up the restock, but, well, I didn't when I played it, so... I just did this time around. Not a big deal. Alright, you've distracted the enemy decently. Let's move away the other units. Let's pop another Spirit Leech on you. And then let's back away. Alright, range fire is working for us. Everybody else can back off while we continue range firing. Melee units back off and just allow the range units to do their work. And there it is. Enemy army will shatter. Most of the damage came in on Elspeth, and she will heal right through it. On top of the fact that we... Let's see, we didn't lose a lot of units. I mean, we've lost, like, these guys are at 50% HP, but with only 12 units lost, they'll recover to 75-ish%, and then a little bit of damage on the Outriders, but really it's all good. I'm gonna keep trying for cinematic battles until hopefully the devs just fix it. Let's get one more Carmine Dragon Breath here. Not necessary, just for fun. I just want to see the thing, since we couldn't quite observe the battle. I guess maybe what I'll do in this campaign is also fight a few more smaller battles, as we could do sort of a... we can do a little bit more in the way of smaller battles being fought such that we don't really have to control the army and then can just watch them do their thing. So we could do smaller battles cinematically, and then bigger battles non-cinematically, which is kind of the opposite of what we normally do. But oh well. And yeah, sorry, Malevolent Ancient Tree Man, you'd fit in very nicely with our Amethyst forces, but alas, Draca has to go. Alright, a very nice fight. We were able to obliterate the units of the garrison as well, so, well, hopefully we can reach it, as in the garrison, but either way, I think we'll be fine. Another Ruby Ring of Ruin, or wait, was the Ruby Ring of Ruin in one of the other campaigns? I'm not sure, but we'll hopefully turn it into something useful eventually. For now, since we don't have any items in this slot, we did need it. We can... I want the money, but on the other hand, we don't know whether we can heal up in this territory right now, and I'd rather not risk it. So let's praise Sigmar, as we do. Well, I feel like that should be replaced by praise Morr, specifically for Elspeth's campaign. But anyway, hey, Messenger gives us additional movement. That's interesting. I guess we'll have to get rid of the Zealot and take the Book of Assure as well. And where are we here? Messenger. More movement. That won't... Yeah, no, it's not going to take us over the edge to being able to hit more time. Oh well. What can you do? Too bad we can't go into channeling stance, but oh well as well. Enemy killed in battle aplenty. Let's double check once again the ancillaries that we got as a reward for that. And I don't see anything here that could be turned into anything useful, sadly. So yeah, this is indeed part of the set. So we're going to give the enhanced scope to you, sir. Like so. And gunnery unit upkeep reduction for all gunnery units as soon as we have that gunnery school gadgets completed, which will be the last one, which I take it we'll get a reward for as we complete this. So, use the Buna Bombard ability, maintain a total of 3 Amethyst Ironsides, which we're certainly working on, and then kill 1,000 enemies in battle with Amethyst. Any Amethyst units, not specifically Ironsides, so that works. Still gotta get those exploding bullets, though. Hey, melee attack and defense, more armor. Yeah, they've got some nice upgrades. Iron Resolve gives them... cannot die. Hit points greater than 50%. Oh, that's interesting. So that'll be useful if they get hit by cannons. And Soul Blight attacks, reducing damage and armor for Amethyst Ironsides. Yeah, they're going to function as our melee line, effectively, for this particular army, which does make sense. And then, ooh, Stalk and Unspottable for the Amethyst Outriders. Assuming that this is indeed grenades, and by looking at the picture it is, that'll be lovely. Murderous Charge. Huh. I wonder what their melee attack and defense stats are like, as in how long can they actually stick around in melee. Anyway, I'd love to get another Ironside unit, but at 323 per, they're a little bit too expensive right now, so we'll prioritize Econ over them, at least for a little bit. You guys... Can you guys carry Zealots as well? No, only Lords can carry Zealots. Damn, that's unfortunate. I was hoping that that was not the case. Also, Helmut Feuerbach, you have leadership +2, eh? Unless I don't care for either of you. Either of the generals of the Empire in this particular case, or at the very least don't care for their particular buffs. Just taking a look at what they can give us otherwise. I mean, obviously we will have a general of the Empire, it's just that we'll probably use a... command them with... or have them command... maybe Knights of Morr. Maybe that's the way to do it. Or not Knights of Morr, Knights of the Black Rose. It's probably the way to do it. I was still tempted by you, sir. But not now. Anyway, let's re-up Advisor to Nuln. Gotta get those schematics pumped up. And let's end the turn, which will hopefully allow us to get the quest completed for Bruckner. End turn. Will he spawn immediately, or will we have to do another thing, is the question. Assuming that we don't get attacked and the moment of truth is not revealed. And let's see. Okay, faction destroy. Oh wow, border prince. That's funny. Somebody commented, "Wow, border princes are still alive." I think last episode. Well, not no more. But that's okay. That's a lot of free territory. That's gonna be good for us, and we'll probably take. Let's see. Ally begins outpost construction. Bruckner. I think I haven't read this, so I'm going to read this now. Nuln is known to many as the jewel of the Empire, and not without good reason. As the Empire's industrial as well as cultural heartland, this sprawling city contains many manufactories providing heavy weapons, munitions, and ordnance, in addition to the Imperial Gunnery School, whose role is it to train the Emperor's artillerists in the way of modern mechanized warfare. Okay, yeah, I did read that before. But it was nice to read a small portion of it again. And kill 1,000 enemies with melee cavalry or demigryphs. Okay, so we're not quite complete on that. We'll give this a read, but for now I guess we'll have to set our knights to work. Alberic, you are going to head into Castle Templehof, which still needs reduction on that corruption. Reduction of the corruption, yeah, that's fine. Let's keep it going. Ooh, another point in the gold mine, though I guess we can't use it yet. We will be able to. I guess we're gonna go straight into the public order building here, tap room. Hold off on the farm because our money is not great right now. And go immediately for the weaving house and let's upgrade Eschen. I won't have too much of anything else upgradable. The moot, I would like that grand cauldron, but alas, I don't think we can get it right now. Up Advisor to Nuln, Helmet, you are going to move here and take Mordheim for us. With Elspeth and reinforce. Hopefully it doesn't damage her. 62 units lost. Well, hopefully it wasn't out of those units. We will occupy the place. Mordheim, and it's a tier 3. Alright, so it'll be a while before we can get up there. Our relic sword, a barded warhorse. I guess we are going to head directly to Griffin Wood with you, and then onward towards Nagenhof and Bechhofen. You're not at war with anybody around you, are you? No. Hopefully the Kislevites don't act as opportunists and take that from us, because, well, we want it. I actually there's not really too much use out of Griffinwood, but I guess it does count as an Empire region, so I guess we'll take it. What do we have as oh, there's no defenders. There's basically no defenders at all. Okay, well, that's auto-resolved. Obviously. Damn, sacking it. I take it was level 3. That's a lot of money on a territory that will never be super useful to us. And granted, repairing it and rebuilding it is going to take a while and is going to cost more than this. But I think the money now might be worth more than keeping it at a higher level, unless it was tier 4. And yes, we could use it as a military province as well, though the yellow territory isn't so great for that. Yeah, you know what? I think we're gonna sack it. I think the money is more valuable. And yes, that means we'll take it at a lower level, but I think it'll be worth our time. Occupy. Occupy it at a mere tier 1 rather than at a tier 3. We can uncollect the income here, and there's no corruption, so set host Festag up and running. We will not build anything here, and we will use the money instead on upgrading other things. Like Mordheim, you can then build the fields here. And yeah, we got buildings to be built in a lot of places, so let's make use of it. Weren't bad. Let's upgrade Flensburg. Wissenland, you can upgrade Wissenberg. Very nice. Solend is fine. Oh, also, for those of you who were wondering where Balthazar Gelt is, as he's not in Solend anymore, he's in Cathay. He's in Cathay. He had to rejoin his best friend Zhao Meng down there. So yeah, and also fun fact. For those that were saying that he's the he's the leader of Solend. Obviously, he's not an Electrocount, but no, he's not. For those unfamiliar with the lore, Solend doesn't actually exist. In the current timeline of this game, Solend was destroyed many hundreds of years ago, before the current time in the Imperial calendar, like, I don't know, like more than 500 years ago, a long time ago. Solend is their current territories are part of Wissenland's territories, and thus there is no real need for Gelt to be there. And obviously, with like 1 million lords starting in the Empire, there's really no need for him there either. Neither lore-wise nor gameplay-wise, I suppose. Anyway, I'm tempted to delete the livery here. We can always rebuild it, although it's a tier 2. Just to build the Nuln Gunnery School. I mean, it's 50 schematics per turn. For the, like, 20 turns that we wait for that, I think it's worth it. So I think we delete this now, regardless of the fact that it will allow us to build stuff. I mean, the other option would be to delete the tap room. Should we delete the tap room instead? Do we need the public order here? Do we get any public order bonuses from either of you? No. Not the worst idea, to be honest. You know what? Since we've invested less in the tap room, delete the tap room for now. I mean, I suppose we could delete the livery as well and build the other thing here, but frankly, until tier 4, the Black Rose Chapter House isn't going to be the most useful thing for us. Anyway, let's continue with what we're doing. Ralph Becker, you're moving towards our main stack, Elspeth's stack, and gotta apply those Hawkland scopes to us. Engineer, we got an inventor and the machinist is still there, or mechanist rather, is still there. Frankly, we're wasting some gold on these guys and may not need them, but we'll wait until Helmut and Alberic have joined together in terms of their armies to figure out what to do there. Anyway, no more battles this particular turn, which means back into Advisor to Nuln, though I'm not seeing any students being activated. I'll have to see. Kemperbad, we'll upgrade you immediately. Griffinwood will ignore you for now, because, sorry. And yes, we'll get that Grand Cauldron, growth all provinces, and a little bit of trade goods, which ain't too bad. Alright, the rest of that looks pretty okay, at least decently okay. Can we collect income here? Not really. Alright, fine. Then just keep not doing so. Karakadrin, willing to be our allies now. So is the Great Orthodoxy, Middenland. Torgavon. I think we have to prioritize trading with them just to keep them friendly. Though I think, I'm not 100% sure on it, the Torgavon and the Vidriot factions are unlikely to actually do anything in the sense that they're not going to declare war on us suddenly. At least it's really unlikely that they do. But for now. Yes, we'll ally with Karakadrin. We do want Dwarven allies, and they're willing to pay us a decent amount of cash for that. It also looks like the expedition of Zufbar towards Karakaraziak may have failed, which might mean we have to loop back around this way to knock out the... Oh, Festus is here. Okay, we should knock out Festus as well. Loop back around to knock out the orcs there. I was really banking on taking Akendorf. Hopefully nobody takes that away from us. Or we just get another army to do it for us. Reichland and Averland want alliances, but I'm gonna say no for now. Wargrove of Woe wants peace. Sorry, Draca. I feel bad. You were the only useful ally I've ever had in this game, so... But oh well. Oh well, alright, we end the turn now. And you know what? Let's just consider this as Draca acting as a useful ally. I love the Wargrove of Woe as much as I hate the Greybeard's Prospectors, which, as you can imagine, is quite a lot. And Festus, are you going to take Beckhoffen before we get there? Marius wants a defensive alliance. We're going to say no. Going to hope he loses his army. Or armies. Alright, Constructor, ready for duty. Aldebras, Outlerman... I don't remember what your buff is or your trait is, so I guess that doesn't matter. We can't reach Festus from here, and we can't reach Nagenhof either. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Alright. Alright, I guess we'll have to do a little bit of traveling. You can go into, I don't know, magical stance. You should be able to take Nagenhof yourself. I would imagine. I was gonna hopefully send you to join Alberic and Gotrek and Felix, but I guess that ain't happening right now. Alright. Durthu, just to double check. Alright, so he... Okay, no, he doesn't seem to be hating on us for any alliances with any dwarven factions, which is fine. I'm not giving you 2k for an alliance with the other Wood Elves, and what do they not like? Huh. The strategic threat and aversion makes them dislike us more than anything else. They're not at war with anybody either, though. Scabby Eye. No. No dice. What about Durthu? Durthu does like joining wars. I've had a reasonably... Nah, 3.9. I've had a reasonably easy time getting him to join wars in the past, so... Yeah. Also, we will want to confederate Ostermark. Ideally, which would give us Talabime, so hopefully they get damaged enough by fighting somebody else, so obviously that's not happening right now. Anyway, let's continue on this. Oh, Midland no longer wants a trade. I guess that was all of our trade goods, okay. Well, we have to double check. Elspeth, you need to channel
Von Draken.
while you move towards Beckhofen.
Follow
We'll
me.
take that for ourselves, and... what is this? That's Timekeeper. Win the following battle with Elspeth. Oh. Why is it here? Isn't it this? Yeah. Oh, I guess it's just going to the territory for some reason, which is not... odd, but fine. Odd, but fine. Let's see. Anybody else need moves? Ralph Becker, yes, you need to moves. Oh, I really hope you don't get immediately assassinated. Because we really need you, bud. And as soon as he stops moving, let's do a little building. And then we end the turn. And... Nuln, yes. We want to build a Nuln cannon foundry, which takes all of our money, which at least makes the end turn of this quite easy. More influx of schematics regardless of what we do is always nice. Skip the rest of this, end turn, and then next turn should see Drake's faction gone for good. Ice Court Orthodoxy. Population surplus. Festus, stay right there. Your defeat trait we could still use, unlike the... unlike Drake's defeat trait. But it is all Imperial territory, after all. Lurin the Wild, perhaps moving to retake Griffin Wood? Interesting. War fervor and recruiting surplus. Let's face it, we're not going to be recruiting right now, so let's go for war fervor. Schematics gained, lovely. You take Nagenhof. And auto-resolve that. And occupied. This army turned out to be useful after all. Costly, perhaps, but useful. Go for the fields here. You cannot reach this... Wait. Actually, you could reach Lurin the Wild. The question is, would you be able to move from here to Beckhofen afterwards? I mean, I guess nobody's in range of it right now. Better than having to backtrack to deal with Griffin Wood. Alright, I'm just gonna hope this doesn't screw us over. Oh, Coadil is up as well. Lovely. For him. Or maybe not so lovely, as it may be a little bit too late. Oh, that actually gave us a decent amount of cash for it. Or full regen. Which would allow us to fight Festus. You know what? Go for full regen. Then switch into March Stance. Go right here. And we'll see about Beckhofen. Oh, hopefully we don't immediately get a plague. But I guess it won't matter. Alright, I think with that we're pretty much out of time. We can consider the Wargrove of Woe and destroyed, and I'm gonna call the episode here. Next time we'll most likely try to hit Beckhofen as well as Kappelberg to both take it for ourselves, as well as to knock out Festus and get his defeat trade. He's got some stuff, including a Chaos Giant in here as well, and Brass Keep is still up and running. Otherwise, with that done, we'll probably have a brief sort of journey into the mountains to knock out the Bone Rattlers, lest they annoy us forever, and all of our nearby allies, before probably establishing a Garden of Morr and teleporting as close down to the ogres as possible, and starting on working on their territories down here. Since we can teleport around, we don't really care about having to go in one particular direction or another, which is just fantastic. Or don't care in the sense that we can freely move wherever we want and just teleport back as needed. And hey, the more turns we take moving around, the more time we have to build up our economy, and the more time we have to build up up all of our fancy toys, as we will soon have access to landships, hellstorms, and hellblasters as well, and steam tanks eventually. Lots of fun stuff to come, so stay tuned for more Elspeth. Don't forget to leave those likes and comments below, especially to Threshold. All glory to the algorithm,
The Empire
and thanks for
stands on the
watching.
bodies of